What's up? It's Candace, and today we are going to go over how to roll out your hip flexor. Now, your hip flexor is a very small muscle that is in the front of your pelvis, and it is super important and tends to get super tight. So we want to make sure that we can keep it mobile, right? So if you sit a lot at work, or if you tend to just feel your quadriceps over the back of your legs when you squat or when you move or when you run. If you're a runner, a lot of times you will have super tight hips. You want to really make sure that you're working this. And the first step is really foam rolling. It's super important, and it helps break up the little tight adhesions that could be in that hip flexor and could be causing it to be tighter. So the way to do this is you're literally just going to take the foam roller, and sometimes a smaller one is better. You can also use a lacrosse ball, which I'll show you in a second. And actually, let me do it on this side so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm getting on the edge of the foam roller like I would do if I was rolling out my quadricep, which I have another video on, just FYI. So you just want to find, because it's such a small area, you don't have to work very far. You just find a little sore spot and really, like I can feel it right there, sink into that hip. Just deep breathe. Try to relax your legs. See how mine is up right there? You want to relax it. Breathe. Let it sit for about 10 to 20 seconds. And then try to move maybe a little bit more in or a little out into that groin area. Out of that groin area rather. And then just let it rest. Now, one thing I will say for the actual hip flexors is I don't recommend you roll them out every day. Alternate between foam rolling and maybe some mobility stuff for stretching them or active stretches, because they tend to get super sore, or they can if you're new to foam rolling them, and it can kind of irritate them even more. So then you think you've done something wrong and as a result, you just work the muscle just like you would if you worked out. So that's one way. If you want to get in there a little bit more, you can use a good old lacrosse ball right here. And same thing, you're just going to literally put it right in that hip. Oh yeah, that got in there. And you can lower, just kind of sink into it. You can move a little bit more kind of along your hip with this. And it really does kind of get in there and kind of work that area. If you want to add some tension, just kind of flex that knee a little bit. Is that quadricep that's doing that flexion? Yes, insert it into that hip right there. So just let it sit again. Same deal as the foam rolling. And do this every other day if you are suffering from tight hips. Or if you're just working out in general, it's going to help with mobility. Hips are super important for mobility. Don't forget that.